Okay. I'm at some dump. I see two things. I see some layers, like there's like a pine gap, whatever it's called, the military base, and let me do this first. Let me call you in the astral. You know, when you didn't come for some reason right away, because it usually happens. Well, you came in some kind of like dark, like black suit was the belt. It's like a uniform thing. Let me touch you. Well, that's not you. That's actually a clone. You know, it's interesting because they call you Gigi like that. And 3212 number that pops up right away. And I see the cloning facility. And if I go back, I see them taking you out and just like prepping you for, they put you on the reclining chair and they put some things like a band on the head of that clown to program. There's some programs. I see some gray, and there's like a human nurse just doing some like injections on the back and the spinal cord. On top, like where the neck is, and lower back also. Some yellow solution type thing. And you're like you're talking to personnel. You're giving instructions to personnel there. I see grays, I see zetas, I see ebons, I see mitras also, and there is also some reptilians looking like was a crocodile snout type thing. Division 20. There are multiple layers. There's also is like tunneling system that goes towards the dump that I saw you, and there I see you in it's like a different outfit, but it's like dark gray, and your opening was the key. You're like in a hurry. The thing is, I understand that what is happening here is you go there when your physical body is asleep, when you go there in an energy body, and you reconnect. It's like that part of your consciousness reconnects with the Gigi coordinator, personnel coordinator, and you go there and you open with the key. It's like a round door with the grid, like a prison type thing, and it leads to another tunnel, and it's almost like portal system there that you get into some lab, and there's children, and some of them are in small rooms, but they're getting ready for something because they're like on the beds. And some of them are in cages, but they're bunched up. It's not like each one has a separate cage. There's 5 or 7 of them in the cage, and they're sitting with holding their knees up to their chin and like with the arms wrapped around the legs in this kind of fetal position. And you let them out, but they're so scared. And I see there's like a team of, there's a spacecraft there, and it's of different density because you can't really recognize or see it. It goes into like invisible mode, and personnel doesn't really see it. So you kind of like quickly tell them, come on, quickly, get on. And they go on this ladder. It's almost like it's levitating in the atmosphere, you know, because I see it. It's almost like two densities merging, like the third and the fourth. And they come, this spacecraft comes from the fifth. And it changes its molecular structure, so it becomes more physical. But when the kids come in, they change the density with the kids, and they become non-physical. It's just like how it works, because they connect their consciousness to the craft, and it helps them change their density. So they're taken to the Polaris star. And so I see, you know, those like the deepers, like the big one and the small one. And I see that taken to the small one, to this bright star. It's like a portal system, because they go through it, they don't stay there. That's like something like a sun portal, reminds me. But then I see it goes into different directions. There's like portals, and there is a distribution center, it's called. I see like a platform, and it's like in the middle of nowhere. I see other universes around, but they all kind of blend in where I am, and they're all connected. And the kids are taken to different alien groups type thing, because depending on based on their original DNA, something like this. And they get out of the bodies. They just go in the energy bodies then. But the bodies are just like, that's it, they're gone. So I see you doing that quite often, actually. And to do that, you have to be connected to that Division 23, that you are there. Because otherwise you wouldn't be able to do this job. And that's what your subconscious is telling me. Like, if my conscious part, my physical part wants to disconnect, then I'll be able to do the job that I want to do. So it's a hard decision for me to do. I have to figure that out, to do that. And I also see there are, it's like the shadow people, or I get more like shadow people, and they're involved with, connected to politics, to the army, and to the government. Those are the ones they've been doing, not only they've been doing experiments on you. It's like a remote type experiments, because I still see something on the back. It's just a weird thing. It's like a liquid fluid metal ring that is spinning like on the back of your head, and it's outside of your head. And it's just like absorbing, it's like data coming from you. There's numbers, there's symbols, all kinds of stuff. But it has like receptors, almost like needle type energetic rays coming straight into the back of your head, and they read all the information from you. And that thing spins. It's a weird looking circle with the little needles. They're not sharp, they're like rounded. Like a wheel would be, I don't know what to compare it with, but that's kind of like it looks like. And that is connected to this 4 shadow government people that are watching you, because they want you to belong to the artificial, newly created reality, and mostly they were trying to kind of guide you in the wrong direction throughout life, so you wouldn't get to the point of completely deciding. It's like you were stepping right and left, going straight for a little bit, but then they would pull you to the right or left by introducing you to a new concept or a new something, movement or something like this. Plus this reading, it has another function. It kind of like disorients you, influences you in the wrong way, because whatever you hear coming from your soul, from, let's say, that feeling in the stomach that you get, that they would create some almost like physical disturbance, because I see there's like a radio station. You're connected to your subconscious through a wave of frequency, certain frequency wave, and then they would try to just disturb it. So you would just have like intervals of no connection. And that's when they would try to insert new ideas, or they would try to use a pocket of time, let's say, to kind of abduct you. And I'm saying the pocket of time, but in reality they would just like take you, abduct you, but they would return you like a second before they took you. So, and they would like close it in a loop, like the pocket, like a purse with someone put in the same point. So like no matter how long this way was, how much time they've been doing some experiments on you, they would still return you to the same spot in your timeline. And they didn't like go all the way back. You had like this, like if I look at your timeline, left, right, left, right, left, then you're going up. It's like in vibrational salto, come si dice, the jump, and then you kind of like, they want to influence you, so you go down, and that would be mostly from the physical environment, or I see the grays come into a bedroom and they would block you somehow, and they would insert, it's like the light from the spacecraft that comes, it's almost like paralyzes you, or does something to you that you're not aware, you cannot be consciously aware of what they're doing, but it's just like a little energy wave that comes and spreads and creates a shield. It's almost like the light that is made out of little dots, and then the dots connect and they create a virtual reality you participate in, which is not what in reality you do. In reality, they will just take you out of the physical body, while physical body is doing the watching the dream type thing. And so it will be like on autopilot at night. I'm just seeing some thing here. I see some planets. There are tunnels, but they're not covered. It's almost like the surface of the planet was gone. The tunnel system is completely open, and I see robotic type creatures carrying some huge like rocks. They look like metal, but metal is blue and green blend together. And I feel like this planet is semi-robotic. This came to me. So the essence of the planet is used for creating for powering up and creating some AI technology, which in return would somehow create a program through which they create natural stones, and those are like implants. But those implants are pretty big. I see that they're being used for their satellite system, their system of they put them as it's like that they make drones. The drones look like kind of looks like a dragonfly, but more like the it's not precisely the dragonfly are different. Yeah, more like a fly because it goes like this, not like straight. And they put those semi-biological rocks as the energy generators for those. But in charge of all of this, I see ibans. They don't like those kind of like smallish grays, super small like the robotic ones, but some of them are wearing suits, like light gray suits, like second skin suits, with the color like this standing up. Others are not wearing them. I feel like it depends whether they are on crafts or they're going through portals. The ones that go through portals need them for adaptation or something, so they can actually smoothly go through and get to the point of destination. I feel like you also connected to that life and it influences you a lot. Because I almost like got like some sort of anxiety from that. I see you there. You're forced to work there. That's your own planet, but you've seen how they transformed it, how they terraformed it, and you didn't really. I mean, you kind of like really hated the way they dealt with it, how they destroyed all the flora at the surface, and like layer of the flora with the layer of dirt or whatever the surface was gone. That's why all the tunneling system doesn't have the tops. Like it's completely open. It kind of looks like they cut open the surface, and then you are supposed to control. And so basically, you think it's a stupid job. It's a repetition of one thing to another. It's very like robotic type of thing that you do. You just order them. Okay, you pile all the trucks here, and then those events would take them on their spacecraft. I see their spacecraft. It's kind of looks like a sphere, but flattened, but it still looks kind of interesting shape. And they loaded up on that one. It's like a cargo ship type thing because he has a big cargo area at the bottom. That's why it sticks out. So they teleport those rocks in there and they use you to teleport them. So you just like simply order them up with your sight type thing. You pick them up with your glance and you put them in the cargo area of the spacecraft, and then they just fly to the universal market, as they call it. And there are a few of them on different planets that they go to. But then they usually trade with reptilians for technology, because they need reptilian technology Well, reptilians are kind of working for Dracos, and then they sell whatever ideas they collect from the universe, from different galaxies. They would put together in very progressive kind of high-tech devices. I don't even know what those are. It looks like some of them for labs, some of them for fighting. And you just go to those places. They just go there, they come back. That's all you do. And you're tired of it. You say that 3.6 billion years they basically took over that planet of yours, and it was used to be beautiful, but you're showing me very interesting kind of like vegetation there. And the leaves, they go like slides, but they kind of go up. And I see that all you do, this planet, you just drink. There's some water accumulates on the leaves, and it looks like interesting color. It's almost like absorbs the energy from the leaves and turns green color. Those leaves are green, but they're bright green. They're just very bright. It doesn't exist like on Earth, that bright color green, almost fluorescent but different. And you just drink that water. It's greenish, and it gives you like life force and type thing for your body, for your avatar to act, to feel light, you can fly, you can do all kinds of things. You can create different planets for yourself if you want, but you just basically just live there, and it's all about fantasy, imagination, creation of different animal species on that planet. You really enjoy doing that. And you get the ideas from, you also travel, and you get the ideas from different planets. You kind of sketch the animals that they have. So you're very good at sketching, like drawing. And but the interesting thing is like you draw with your consciousness. It's like you have like a monitor, transparent one in front of you, and you just kind of start drawing by imagining something, and that imagining creates a structure that is moved like a 3D holographic image of that animal right in front of you, and you put like finishing touches with your, just like by thinking, oh, I want to change this a little, or that color, or maybe that would be better, and things like that. And they just came by ships, and they started. They used a weapon. They used a lot of, like, I see laser beams coming, and they're one after another. They literally, and you didn't have technology to fight with them anyway, so it was easy for them to conquer your planet.
I want to go back to that point in time where they took over.
Yeah, yeah, you're just telling all your people to create a shield of protection. And what you do, I see like you're sitting in front of this very big, it's like gigantic blue crystal, very blue, and you sit in an interesting way. Basically, you sit like a circle, but what I see energetically, it creates like you 16 of you multi, like a star with 16 of you sitting, and it goes into the crystal and goes out to the next person, kind of like this, and it creates like a parachute of the blue energy. It goes over the planet, and it covers it. It's almost like a layer of membrane of protection, and because you know what was gonna come, you just this protects you. They cannot come anymore. The thing is, you tell your own self. There's other universe 17 that you're there in 3D, and I see they build a connection there. They might be the one that was holding you the whole time, because it's like a yellow kind of like string that goes there, and I see you are an interesting creature. You got, instead of the hands, you have like you're in water, you swim, and it's like a turtle hands, like the flippers, but you got a human body. You don't have ears, you have just openings, like open kind of holes. You have interesting things going over, like 1, 2, 3, 4 over those holes. Kind of like interesting green eyes, like dark green, long, very long. They almost wrap around so you can see on the back, on the sides, far away. And it's like the head, it goes like chin, very sharp, and then on top is sharp, and down goes like a mahog or something, but it's made out of like scales. That's how you look like, and the body is kind of like dark green, and you're a male, because females have a little bit of purplish pink on the stomach, like here was dark green on the back, and that's the one that you're saying that there's a lot of planets that have been conquered that way, and we have to come up with the plan, and that's why you decided to go and help and come up with the plan. And at multiple layers of your incarnations, you decided to do that. It wasn't just one decision, it was multi-layered decision. That's why interesting spaceships you have. It almost looks like it's made out of kind of like enamel type material. And I see it has like a 6, not the octagon, the 6 kind of corner embedded into the spacecraft. I mean, it's almost like no, this serves for something. This definitely is needed for something. Just to change the structure of the spacecraft, to say it can change shape due to those building. The building material of its own, it's just not one big piece. It's composed of cells. So it's like a cellular building technology, which is, you say that it's pretty amazing what it can do. So you disconnected from that one. You actually told over there that wanted to build some protection, but they do differently. There is energy spikes or rays coming from the essence of the planet, and it creates like instead of the dome, it looks almost like a tree, like a green kind of energy, multi-layered energy around you. And your subconscious is always telling you that, you just need to, protecting yourself is easy, because you always have the knowledge that you can only trust yourself. And whatever information you get, you need to make sure you run it through your gut system. That gut feeling, that stomach feeling that you have, it always tells you the truth. So, trust yourself. Yeah, I see multiple pictures. I see you when you were little. I see you on some spacecraft with the grays around. It's Montauk. Because you have these abilities, you have telekinetic, you know telekinesis, and they kind of like teach you that, oh, you can do that, you should try it, look how cool it is. They talk to kids pretty kind of in a nice way, and I see Grace hiding behind the holographic images of some of the cartoon characters, which some of them look really strange. It's almost like one of them looks like a chicken or a rooster, kind of stupid looking, and kids feel that it's not the cartoon characters. They're very scared of Grace, and they kind of feel and know inside that those are Grace. So they just do what they're asked to do. Other than that, yeah, well, you've lived a lot of lives, and there's one of them, it looks like a coral, but it's just a huge building under the sea built out of coral. It has holes, and the little bees come out. They almost look like, let's say, mermaid, but it's not quite, or a fairy together, because it has little propellers on the back, and I see them like they have a kind of darkish skin with black hair, and they propel themselves to different. They fly in big groups. I mean, swim, but it kind of looks like they fly. And I see you're one of in charge, and you just know where to go because you have this ability. It's like a radar system built in you. It's just a natural thing built into your natural avatar body that you can scan for noises or any activity on surface, and you can go, and then you can tell others that it's safe to go. Yeah, you probably know about all this Montauk training, and I see you on the moon, like in Kruger, back, but I see you disconnected from it. If I'm staying backwards, like I'm back, going back on your timeline, I see that. But you've been, it's almost like they've used different clones a lot. There's one of the clones that works as the nurse and does some things that it's supposed to do. I know that you remember a lot of people because it's like you participated in a lot of projects. They made you do this and that, and they've trained you. But it's also based on your original DNA. When I'm looking at it, it looks like from far away they look like what they draw as DNA, but from close up, those things, they're more like oval, round. They create sequences, different sequences. What they did, I see them inserted some light blue on the white. It's just like white and blue mixed this color. Put them in the sequences of DNA. So this little kind of spherical thing is, and they inserted the other ones, so they can block them. And in between, they can be certain frequency that you can unblock it. So
as a nurse, I was putting those into people, was I?
What is that? Sorry, the kind of funny noise.
Was I putting those implants in people as a nurse? Whatever I did as a nurse alone that wasn't for people's highest good, I want that undone.
It's kind of hard to hear. I'm just, if you want, the microphone was kind of funny, you know, like double sounding almost, not clear.
Okay. I just want to undo anything I was made to do as a nurse.
Right, but there is some AI. Let me see. Here's what you're doing as an energy body. First of all, you took off the energy ring. By the way, it's somehow. I feel like you were still because you were still connected to that ring that they would put on your whatever they would do with your clone, you would feel it. So you could feel pressure on the head, pain on the head, whatever, because they were using electric shock. I see they've been using the reprogramming of that ring, and also you have this energy ring. So, but those other rings your clone had. So what you do, you just disconnect from that clone, from that division. First, I see the plug, it's all the way on the back. There's a little, with you, it's almost like a floating, imagine, it's like a buffer zone in between your energy body and the device. And I feel when they want for you not to see the device, they would take it out quickly from the energy sphere because it's not embedded into your energy body. So you take that one out and you take that one ring out that is circulating behind your head but not inside, outside. And you open a portal. You throw both in the portal. And you just, I keep seeing this one thing. So you took out those blue kind of like square thingies from your original DNA. You threw them out just to activate, to revive your original. To me, it shows that 1 to 2 days it should resolve, because this etheric job, you know, taking out and reprogramming your DNA, it just takes time to manifest in the physical. But then there is a computer, there is a desk, it's on the moon. Nobody's there now, but I'm just kind of going back to the moment when it's all started, when they started to use you, and they kept genetic material from you. And I'm gonna check this board of this. Okay, check that. And there's like some, it's almost like I see this interesting thing. There's like a portal opening all of a sudden, and it goes like this. A very kind of like bright blue and bright green, they blend together, and it's like an electrical wave of current. And through that, I see like a snake's head showing up. And that's the one that kept you connected. There's something related to snake people and reptilian, and that is all connected to the black cube and to the database on the moon. But I feel like if you remove the database, you remove the contracts. It just, you have this connection that kept coming in. So basically, you were disconnecting it, but because you didn't know that it was connected to this black cube on the moon and how they were manipulating it in your energy sphere, so if you looked or somebody looked, they might not see, because they would remove those implants that were kind of hanging about you and influencing you via waves, electromagnetic waves, and taking away some of your energy, not much, 15% I see. Because there's also a lot of work been done in this section also. So it's more, it's through which you gain more understanding how everything works. And I feel right now they're not even going to care with all this things going on to check. So what you do, it's just like you open a portal. This fourth shadow, people, government related, going in there. So the connection there is gone. The connection with contract. There is some life that you're a little girl, you walk through the woods and you step on a snake by accident. And that's how it was done on purpose. It was manipulated. It's like according to the life contract that they had with you, and it got connected to you that way. And that snake, it used to sit in you, but then got scared because you started going through different sessions and meeting different people to do this kind of energy work. And it's semi-transparent. It was coming from your uterus up, through your solar plexus into almost like ending up here in the beginning of the throat. It would give you different problems also, that snake. And that's totally connected to black cube on the moon, to the snake. It's just like it's like a group that controls certain assets on the moon. But right now, what comes to me is that they've been kicked out. So there was just a little tiny string connecting you to them, basically. But they went back home. But reptilians went back to Mars, and the other, the Naga people went back because they are originally from this planet, and they just went to their planet. Let's see what else. Well, there's a lot of things, like little snowballs, but they're not perfect round shape. They are in mental body, but mostly in emotional, because you have this ability, any information that comes in, any influence, any people that talk to you, it just kind of goes through you, and you spend quite a lot of energy, up to 23-25% on those like digesting, accepting, and not accepting the information, because at the spine gap facility you were like directing people, so you needed to know a lot of information, and that's kind of what your DNA dictates for you to do. You just like drawing facts, putting them together. When the cluster of information of facts are there, you feel like you can build up, but you do it with your mind. You build a structure or a map in your mind to kind of to make yourself understand, and that's the way your subconscious talks to your conscious. By taking you and discovering different people, new people who can bring a little tiny pieces of information to you, so you can compose it all into a big picture. So let me see.
I'm aware of doing that, and I'm also aware that they were hacking that ability to program AI.
Yeah,
I want to check
because
that's all finished and all done.
yeah, because that cube, it's still filled up with black goo. And so they relocated this cube right now. So I see two pictures. I see the timeline when it was still and is still on the moon, and then it got relocated into the artificial reality, which is like a mirrored reality of this reality. And they're trying to get as many souls as they can to that one, and they desperately need SSP people to be there because these are the souls, they mostly care about those because they've been working so hard on training, on fracturing, on, you know, basically you got all the information carried in you, and you got a lot of training. You develop the skills, you have the skills, so you're very like important asset to them. So they were trying to send you different. It kind of looks like this. It looks like you stand in your energy sphere, and the energy is all around you. But then they would send. It's almost like arrows or needles. And I see that it sometimes would puncture your energy sphere, and through that puncture, through that hole, they would implement that little arrow would kind of get stuck in your body, and you would feel that something's attacking you because it was supposed to either make you sick or make you mentally unstable type thing. So you could do like you're standing and pacing around on the same spot, not moving further. That's what they wanted to do. And this mirror reality, I mean, I see reptilians already on it. I see some mantis, and I see dracos, because dracos really like to use mantis, praying mantis. Those for research and experimentation, they need to continue doing that because otherwise they don't stand a very high chance to survive. Only, well, they're just like collecting groups and groups and groups. But I don't see anything connected to you right now because you disconnected all the cords and all the back. What you're doing is you kind of got out, you split up your consciousness and you got out of your energy body, and you're looking from far away at it, and you're patching up holes just by looking and raising your vibration and filling out all the cells of your body with that high vibration, so you feel better. And overall, like you know that you know better, right? You absolutely know better. So and then I get some interesting things going on, like you keep showing me different things. So there is a plasma going on. You call it like a plasma waterfall, and it's like yellow and red, and it's going on the sides of our universe. So what different alien groups incarnated in human bodies do at night? They basically get together. Sometimes you do things by yourself when you would use that clone that you got disconnected from, but other times you would just get together with your people, you call them that way, and then you would just redirect that particular, you would stop this plasma, and you would use technology to, so there are different, they look like little fencing system, and they produce kind of like a net of energy waves, and they would just englobe or stop that plasma from going. The reason why it's going, I see it's going from the Alpha Centauri, and it goes to Andromeda, think they're trying to do something. It's almost like they see that this black hole is drying up, is disappearing, because it's not, all the beings in this universe are not giving enough energy to it anymore, because it has to be involved and infiltrated. It has to infiltrate some biological structures. And what is happening right now, I see that being pushed out of the planets and stars that they conquered. And then you create some interesting blue, kind of blue energy. It looks like plasma, but it's blue. And it covers it red and yellow, and it neutralizes it. It becomes neutral. And so you also participate in this neutralization of this AI technology and the fuel for it, which is the black hole. I see you like checking with your eyes everywhere, and you walk outside, and you created some, like a waterfall of energy coming down through everywhere, actually, not only over you and your mental, emotional bodies, but also all the way around you. It creates like a waterfall of round kind of ball, waterfall. You're actually very connected to water as well as space. And you like speed, you like the information and speed of light and all this, and all connected in your case, because it's like you wanted to experience at a soul level a lot of different lives, to gain a lot of different experiments, to do a lot of different experiments, to gain a lot of experience. And for this, and then use this experience to create more universes, or more stars, more planets, because you have this imagination. You like to sketch things, you like to imagine things, you like to create things. And I see on one of the planets, you call it yellow planet, and you're sitting there as a light green being with huge light brown eyes, no hair, just like white skin, very interesting features. Has like long nose, lips almost like somebody drew them in a perfect way. And you don't wear any suits or anything like this, but you wear some white, semi-transparent, like a cloak or a robe. And you have this, it's almost like you pull the energy out of your hand. It looks like a paintbrush, and you start doing it's kind of like sketches of different ideas that you have in mind. You like creating beings, but you also know how to open portals to different locations in the universe, not only this universe, other universes too. And it's almost like you have a map in front of you, embedded into you. You know where to send what being would resonate with particular planet that you created in the past, to try to see that planet with your beings. And then you go, to another one and to another one, and you're always like in the process of creation. And if you feel in those lives, you feel very secure, and that's probably why you partially, if you start from very high, you know, the highest of all, the most subconscious, or the most energy of your consciousness that you have at an essence level, soul level, up there. I mean, you really wanted to go through these experiences, but you also wanted to help yourself to disconnect at some point. And because you knew time, they stretch time all the time. So it's kind of like you need to be prepared and be stable. And with all those influences, you're going to be stable. So that's why right now I see you just creating the stability waves in your energy sphere. You like them to be fast and streamlined, and you kind of say that you really like that life to be creating something. You don't want to do this. You enjoy doing and helping, but it also comes with a sacrifice, and you've been through a lot of sacrifices. So and through a lot of deception, because a lot of those are just trying to lure you back in. What your soul is telling you that you have to be careful about the people you deal with. You're very sensitive to information, also, but you're also very analytical. So you analyze every step of the way you make, every decision you make, you analyze by yourself, which is good. But your subconscious just says, just be more of hold the focus on one thing. Don't spread yourself too flat, too much, in between different tasks. Because you need all the energy that you have for completing that segment of time, reality, space that you're on right now. And you laughed for a second, you came back with yourself. I just saw you on this spaceship where I saw Grace looking like cartoon characters. There's a holographic images around them. And you brought yourself little and said to yourself that you're doing the right thing. You just have to persist. And anytime you want to come, you can come. You're very connected to that little you on that spacecraft. But now I see you opening a portal and saying, look, do you remember that universe? Do you remember that purple energy one? Do you want to go back and just float around and rest like we do in that universe? And little you says to thank you, yes, I want to try that. I like that feeling. So you basically walked with her there and then just walked out, closed it. Because after you decide to live this physical, you just reunite, because right now you cleansed all of your timelines. You just kind of shot the sparkle of cleansing energy towards through all the timelines, through all the lives, everything you've been through. So it's like your body is glowing, and it's sending this glow all around you 360 to support the vibration. So, but yeah, you can ask any questions. I mean, there's a lot of things like you yourself said. I kept seeing like multiple screens, almost like monitors.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. I thought you would be a good person to ask because I feel like I have some kind of connection to Ukraine, and Ukraine is important in this story or part of my life.
Yeah, well, you connected there because a lot of people with your DNA, well, I can't really say people, essences, right? Soul essences incarnated there, and overall in Eastern Europe, because now your subconscious says that's precisely why you're connected to your little you that much, because in those countries the childhood was less pressure, more like free in a way than in other countries. And also you kind of feel connection because there's a lot of people with the same kind of DNA sequence or original DNA like yours, pretty similar from your planet, who went through Polaris to incarnate here or were caught on the way to help out. That's a connection I see. It's just kind of like in your DNA, you know, you resonate a lot energetically with Eastern European countries. You do resonate with them just overall because you also had incarnations there. And what popped up is Latvia. I see Riga city. I see a border of Poland, Czech Republic. Those came to me that you've been there. It's been like your lives, and you got a lot of experience from there, which influences you because all the lives run in parallel.
I think it would be good for me to, visit there. I've been all over the world, probably so I could be taken into my lab, and I haven't been to Eastern Europe at all. I feel like I was protecting something there, like
Something
technology,
related to ley lines also.
portal or something.
Something related to the crystalline structure, because we are, let's say we're like a layer of protection to hold onto, you know, to make sure that the essence of the earth can be at peace in some moments of time when something happening energetically chaotic at the surface, so it can continue doing its work to progress, to go further. And that's why, you know, it's like I see layers because we have like groups of different essences that resonate with each other. That's why people kind of meet each other in the physical body container. You know, we create groups so we remain in touch because we're supposed to connect with each other at the physical level also, to create almost like a grid system of energetic grid system to support the changes that the soul or the essence of this planet is doing. So you're just leaning towards that because you simply resonate energetically more with those lives, and you remember it better. Some of the lives you didn't have implants yet, and they haven't been touching you as much, so you felt more free there, and that's why you're constantly pulled towards that section of the world.
You said you were doing a session a while back, mentioning JFK Jr., I think, but you were saying there was a Trump group and there was the group that he's against or whatever, and there's a middle group, and I feel like I'm in this middle group doing something, and I find out more about that.
Yeah, well, they needed people. So on one hand, you served in SSP, and in those, let's say, negative, right, groups. But at the same time, they use souls who incarnate in SSP to draw information from them. And you agreed to that too. So in a way, you were serving to the positive group, to sort of spy on negative. And a lot of us agreed to do that just for this reason, so that we could bring more awareness, we would get more information for that part. Because there's always like kind of like an energetic war going on. They know, both sides know the result, what the result is going to be, but on the scale, percentage wise, the positive one has to put more energy into that one, so it wins. So that's why our timelines keep merging and merging and merging and merging, and there are always like multiple of them doing that, so you never know which one you're gonna merge with next. But we're supposed to kind of keep it going in one direction. At least, that's what we are responsible for.
Yeah, that's exactly what I felt, that it was about maintaining the optimum timeline, and yeah, really being a double agent. So I allowed myself to go through all those horrible programs, and at that time I was getting information as well to help in the battle.
Right. Yeah, and so your conscious mind, your subconscious 97, your conscious is 92. So they're like they evened up in the because I see there's like a long journey that you were climbing. It's like I see you climbing on some mountain, which you actually do resonate with mountains a lot, because I see one of your incarnation was on the planet with kind of like structures looking like mountains type thing. And you were just kind of climbing from one step to the other, and you wanted to know information about all the movements, even if they were deceptive, like New Age and stuff. Hey there. Sorry. So, Matt, you also do energy work in space, like you do a lot of it, because there's energies of creation sent to this universe or others that sometimes it doesn't unfold in the right manner, the way it was pre-programmed, and you like observing and watching it and making sure that it unfolds the right way, step by step. So that's what you like to do also, and that's from that also you take this the characteristic of your soul, of being of having this analytic abilities, that comes from there too. You like to challenge yourself too, like with different incarnations and different planets, because I pretty much feel like you've been everywhere you could possibly be.
I wondered if you could tell me how my friend Kerry relates to this, and if there's anything that we need or that we can do to help Kerry with implants and influences.
Yeah, she's got she's got different things. It's almost like, it looks like, imagine like a jellyfish, but it's flattened out, but it still has tentacles to it. And I see one on top of your head, another one on the chest, like heart area, on the back, And there is a lot of them. There are some on the legs. There are two in front, two in the back. Stomach area lower than stomach, reproductive organs. And there's, let me see. You give her the information. I feel like she's been through a lot of experiments. They've been experimenting on her, and these are part of the experiment. These are like outside external implants. The thing is, they can absolutely move from one part to another, but they mostly target the central nervous system, and they try to target by the tentacles. They try to target also the humoral and cellular immune branches of immune system. So both T cells and B cells, because there's something with her immune response that actually stops it, and then it goes like a wave in the sea, and it crashes. It like gears up, but then the whole thing collapses, and it doesn't have the right effect that it's supposed to have. That's what I feel looking at that. And you gave her a little book of information on, and she's actually aware that something was sucking her energy, because those things also sucking like 45% of your vital energy by penetrating into the organs and muscle tissues, and how the energy flow goes. So she's taking them out. She created like a sack, putting them in a bag, and you open a portal, light up a flame like a fire, and goes into the portal all together. Just burns up. She took some rods for her solar plexus, and with that rod came like little energetic circles from inside. It was like chakras or something artificially inserted to have access points to the vital energy of energy bodies. Just do that now too. Yeah, she's just sitting now and kind of saying that she feels much lighter to you. She's saying.
And what work do Kerry and I do together that we're not consciously aware of?
What work together you do?
Yeah.
When you sat, I see you in the capsule. Two of you, like, you're a pilot, she's a co-pilot type thing. And you take DNA from different planets in a very gentle way. And it's mostly plants. Because some of those plants are needed to feed some alien species, let's say, or whatever you created, animals which you created for different planets, and you have to regenerate, reproduce. You just seed one. It looks like a capsule. It doesn't look like a seed. It looks like a transparent capsule that you take from a plant as genetic material and plant it to other. But you also participated in some wars, some galactic wars with her. But right now, I see like you're doing peaceful work. It's just related to, you want to make all the planets function in harmony. The harmonic relationship was the essence of the planet, and for this reason, they need certain instruments or certain things not to worry about, like in some 3D or 4D, 5D densities. They just need some food, Yeah. It just depends on the being that they need something. And the plants produce some sort of juice. I don't understand. It's almost like it pops up as little droplets on huge, beautiful orange, bright orange flowers. And the petals of the flowers look like they go like this and then like that. Beautiful kind of looking. There's a spiky spikes kind of on the ends. And then when they create those like energy, it's almost like energy balls, and you just kind of consume that energy to be in perfect harmony with the environment, and also a way to communicate with the planet through those plants, because their roots go deep, deep down to the essence. I see it like the root system. It's almost like an echo energy system of the planet. It keeps it going, keeps it expanding, growing in consciousness, and all the beings on it with it. Yeah. I see it connected to anything else. The other thing, I'll check back and see if they still have any genetic material somewhere, like your DNA when they, because I feel like they would abduct you and take your DNA pretty much a lot. There's some abandoned lab on Mars, and you're just walking in there. So you took like it's like a little jar, glass jar with a spiral. The spiral looks like energy generated, and it's based on your DNA, but it's just some DNA mutation that they were ready to take and connect it with some other creature, some other being. So you take that one out. Let's see, anything else? No, you don't see anything else. I feel like they used to make hybrids, but they're somehow all gone. I don't see any hybrids, but they did use your DNA for those also. If something happened to them, an experiment was unsuccessful. That's what I get. So you put this in the portal, root, and close the portal. I don't see any active contracts because I told you just tell everybody that you disconnected them already there, and you haven't just here, but just was the intention. So to make sure there are no contracts left, and you see no, there are no contracts left. But you know the end is near, and it's a good end. That's what you just said to me.
Yeah. I was in the process of getting all my soul shards back and looking for them and checking, where I'd got to. I started off with about 4%, I think, my soul essence, and I got up to 33% in this body, and I got that's balanced. And then I looked into it more and found that my soul is like it's like uh, a trinity soul, if you like, that I combined with two other souls, and we incarnated in three bodies, but with yeah, a combined soul. And so I've had parallel lives in the past, like I think three parallel lives in ancient Greece, and um, and then they've all got cloned, and so I think there's just so many so many existences going on. But can you see anything about that? Am I on the right track there?
When I see that you've already worked on it, and you process, you change the timeline or something, you change something there, because I just simply see you as one. I don't see you as triple right now as I look at you. You don't
I think
show
that
up.
was necessary for the mission, and now we've completed that. Yeah, I think
Yeah, you
that's right.
disconnected from the mission. I mean, you disconnected because you've already done everything.
Yeah.
Basically, you just need to be free now to be able to exit the matrix when your job is done, because I don't see that you want to stay here.
No. What does my DNA look like? I'm gonna grab.
Yeah, it's just like, as you were saying, it actually changes its links. So right now I see them as just like beige peach color with different kind of like dots, but those are little energies, and they could keep moving, and they look like flat round kind of energies connected in a sequence together, and then they're just kind of merging and merging and merging and merging like a spiral motion, like that. And but you got a lot of different, your DNA is a multi-layered DNA, because you have so many, you've been living so many lives on different planets, galaxies, universes. It combines all the experiences and all the information that you hold in it. That's why you've been interested, they've been interested in you. Because the more experience you have, the more lives you have, the more experience you have, the more they can use you. Plus, you're just like energy. In terms of energy, you produce a lot. So that's convenient. Uh, I feel like you're showing me that you actually prefer to be in a different universe. You're not really from this universe. Even though you've incarnated here a lot, also, you're more like a star traveler who likes motion, speed, and information.
Yeah.
That's what you like. Yeah.
That's been amazing.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting. You're just kind of streamlined, and you have the ability. You're like a chameleon. You can change. Your DNA can change. You can change. So you can easily also control your body. Your physical body can be easily molded and manipulated by your consciousness, because you already have this ability, and you do. And that makes you a fast creator, of in these terms. Some people simply don't know they can do that, and they don't believe, but you do believe in everything like that. And you know your abilities by now.
Just be more in connection with that now without that implant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're in very well connection. Like I said, you're constantly growing in consciousness in the past, and conscious subconscious is almost evened out. There's only like literally 2 point difference, but it's very high consciousness. The and you understand now how deception goes. How a lot of people are sent, let's say, to you to steer you in one direction, that direction, but you kind of have to stay with your own inner being, your intuition, where you want to go, where you are going. And you also understand the power that you hold, that if you want to be disconnected now, stay disconnected later, you will, and they'll stop abducting you, they'll stop experimenting on you, do whatever they want. Because you also cleared your, you know, everything around you. So your energy sphere is clean. And you're kind of like spinning around, kind of running in circles. Yeah, just here. Yeah, you're like spinning like a ballet dance.
I'm happy at last.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, a lot of misery. I'm ready to be happy. I can't.
Right. Yeah. Well, you've been a scientist too, because you're saying something to me now that I know everything about insectoids and all this human form. Humans are the kings and the queens of this universe. You're saying we have to know this and own it. We have to. So they don't use us anymore.
Mhm.
So, I don't know if you have questions.
No, I think that's just been wonderful. Answered, answered the questions of my heart.
Perfect. You've been a
Mm.
bird too. You look like a blue bird. Not like a blue avian, no, different, totally different. Like a humanoid was the bird features little tiny nose. And it's kind of like, there's an interesting thing on here, it's like a novel. It's orange with red diagonal stripes. And there's just like a interesting thing goes, kind of reminds me of that royal sign, but it's not quite. But I feel like they stole it. Like, let's say the Buckingham Palace, right? The Queen, the legacy, all this, the England, they stole it from that. They stole that idea because he has 3 points, and 3 is like a universal building creation energy point or energy sequence or number, something like this. And you can use it both ways. The negative force, you can use it for its own purposes and positive for its own. It's like whoever holds the key opens the door type thing.
Is that part of a Lemurian connection?
Yeah, because Lemuria now is in 5th dimension, the bird is in the 5th dimension too. But it's like I see it as an energy layer and like astral layer, and Lemuria is at the astral layer too. I feel like it has, in the physical, it only has like ruins, but in the 5th dimension, it's like beautiful and original, back to original self. And all these beings who were trapped on Earth when it was conquered, they got out, and now they're coming back to infiltrate those 5D and higher densities to help the Earth come back. It's kind of like pulling it out of the dirty dump or something. It's just the metaphor that came.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Well, if you don't have any more questions,
No, good for today.
with so many lives, it's crazy.
I know. I knew it was going to be like that.
I actually went so deep, I almost felt like I was pulling through, like, yeah, like delta type brainwave. I mean, because my head is really. Yeah,
Or
you're very like ancient, like soul altogether,
hmm.
and you're all over the place, all other universes. You can drain, literally like plug into different you in different bodies, let's say, or different expressions of self, and drain information from there. So, okay, let me turn off the recording.